Hi, second graders, welcome back. Today we're gonna go ahead and start with lesson 2, time to the half hour. So go ahead and open up your math books to page 599. I hope you're enjoying your week so far. I know that I am. Okay, here we go, time to the half hour. So we're gonna use a clock to show 5 o'clock. Oh, well, we don't have clocks here. Move the minute hand to the 6. What time is it? Repeat. Draw hands to show. Okay, so let's see. I want you guys to go ahead and draw your hour hand on the 5. Now remember, your hour hand is the short hand, okay? So let's go ahead and draw our short hand to the 5. Okay. Now, in the last lesson, you guys learned that when you're telling time, when the shorthand is on a number and the long minute hand is on the 12, that means it is that time o'clock. So for example, if the minute hand was on the 12 here, if I drew the minute hand here, it would be 5 o'clock, right? So if the hour hand was on the 4 and the minute hand was on the 12, it would be 4 o'clock. Okay, but today we are learning time to the half hour. Okay, so that means that whenever we talk about half an hour, we're going to draw the minute hand not onto the 12. It's actually going to be the opposite. We're going to draw it onto the 6. So go ahead and draw your minute hand onto the 6. And so the time that is showing right now on your book is 5:30, right? Or half an hour, okay? So they haven't really gone over this but we will. A whole hour is 60 minutes, okay? And so the way that we count minutes on this clock is that the 1 is 5 minutes, so it would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So 1 hour is 60 minutes, okay? Half of an hour would be half of 60, which is, you got it, 30, right? So it makes sense that the half hour will be at the 6 because this 6 is where the 30 mark is in minutes. I know it could sound a little confusing, but we'll practice it more. So anyways, when the short hand is on the hour and the minute hand is on the 6, that means it's, well, in this case, 5:30, okay? If the hour hand was on the 3 and the minute hand was on the 6, it would be 3:30, 2:30, right? So whenever the minute hand or the long hand is on the 6, that means it is at the half hour, which is 30. In this lesson, they're going to use half hour instead of 30 minutes, but it's good information for you to have. I feel like it helps make a little more sense. So anyways, this time right here is 5:30. Okay, and they're going to use that in this lesson, 5:30. So if the minute hand was on the 12, meaning 5 o'clock, but now it's on the 6, and that means it's half of the time past 5 o'clock, if that makes sense. I don't know. Okay, we'll keep practicing it. Go ahead and turn the page. Okay, so you can show time to the half hour. 1 half hour is 30 minutes. Hey, we already know that. These clocks show 2:30. Okay, so look at this analog clock. So here, okay, now this is where it can get a little tricky, you guys, because the hour hand points between the 2 and the 3. Do you see how the hour hand is kind of like in the middle of the 2 and the 3? The minute hand points to the 6, okay? So it's in the middle. It's not exactly on the 2, and that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's going to look, okay? But that time does represent 2:30, okay? Now, in the digital clock, it says 2:30. So it is 2:30. That's why digital clocks are just easier to read, because it literally just gives you the numbers 2:30. Okay, where here you kind of have to, I mean, once you memorize the analog clock, it'll become easier for you. But when you're learning, it could be a little difficult, especially because the hour hand isn't exactly on the 2. Okay, so let's use the clock to tell what time is shown, write the time. So here on number 1, we see that the hour hand in red is right in the middle of the 9 and the 10, and the minute hand is on the 6, which we know is a 30, right? So this time would be 9:30. So then we're going to write 9:30 in the digital clock, and it is 9:30. Okay. So why don't you go ahead and pause me and try to do number 2 and 3 on your own, and then press play when you're ready to come back. Okay, here we go. So number 2, we have the hour hand in between the 1 and the 2, and so we know that it's going to be 1, 1. And then the minute hand is on the 6, so we know that it's 30. So this time would be 1:30. So it is 1:30. Okay, and then for number 3, we see that the hour hand is in between the 6 and the 7, so it is 6, and the minute hand is on the 6, so it's 30. So this time would be 6:30, so it is 6:30. Okay, we'll be working on telling time for a bit, so if you need to watch this video again to see how it's done again, that's fine. And if you guys have any questions, make sure that you ask me during office hours. I hope to see you guys soon. I miss you. Have a good day.